Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about everyone's favorite game mode, Gambit, and how I think everyone can play it just a bit more efficiently in this game mode. Now, if you didn't know, there was some ammo changes a while back that mainly had to do with heavy ammo, as you don't get ammo drops from enemies anymore, and now you get them from crates. However, one of the things that I haven't seen talked about enough is the fact that you get special ammo from the crates as well, and you don't get your ammo split in half if you're running double special ammo. So if you're running a trace rifle and a glaive, for example, you still get the majority of your ammo from the crate in both slots. So you get a bunch of trace rifle ammo, you get a bunch of glaive ammo, or whatever you might be running, and this means running double special is the way to go in Gambit right now, because there's so many opportunities, so many different combinations for you to run that can really make Gambit much easier, especially with a lot of the beefier enemies, the yellow bars, being a little bit more difficult to take down, the large blockers, all that kind of good stuff. Now you can take them down very easily and never really have to worry about ammo. This is especially true if you're running either a trace rifle, which has a ton of ammo and you can treat it almost as your primary, or if you're running a glaive because you're going to be using its melee more often than its actual shot for the most part. So this really makes it so double special is the way to go, in my personal opinion. And there's lots of combinations. In my testing, you can run anything from like a wither horde with a glaive or a trace rifle to a wither horde and a shotgun if you wanted something that hits a little bit harder. You could run Arbalist or any of the linear fusion rifles as well. There's just endless possibilities, and it makes Gambit so much easier because not only can you have additional options for the heavier enemies, for the bosses, for everything, but you really don't have to waste a lot of time chunking enemies down, because what happens, even if you're running like a SMG, it still takes a little bit of time to bring a yellow bar back unless you have every buff, or radiant buff, or volatile rounds, and all that kind of stuff all working together. This just makes it way simpler for most players. Now, my specific loadout that I was running a lot of the time was either a trace rifle like Aegir Scepter, one of my favorite weapons in the game right now, for ad clear. It's absolutely tremendous. And then I was running either a glaive or a shotgun in the second slot for the most part, because I could use those weapons to chunk enemies down pretty easily. I could take out the blockers in one or two shots, and it just made it so much more simple. You can also run a grenade launcher in any of the slots and double up on your ammo that way as well. Like, you could run blinding grenades, which are very efficient, and like Grandmasters, you can run that in Gambit as well. There's a lot of enemy density, and even though the enemies don't hit super hard, they do tend to be a little bit chunkier if you don't have the right loadout for them. I've seen the trend lately being to people moving more towards double primary because of some of the changes to the special weapon ammo economy and how effective they are. However, I would highly suggest you go in the opposite direction and try out double special if at all possible. I just think it's a lot of fun, and there's just endless possibilities when you're looking at what weapons you could use. All of the exotics are available. We're able to craft like a trace rifle with dragonfly for ad clear. You can use a fusion with a reservoir burst. You can use something like Ariana's Vow from a distance that's good at taking down enemies, but also taking down invaders as well. So there's just endless possibilities. If you're a sniper, this is the perfect way to run a sniper and still feel like you can take down the heavier weapons, heavier enemies who are a little bit more resistant to something like an AR or whatever you might be running with it. So if you're a sniper, that's another reason I would highly recommend checking out like a sniper with either a trace rifle or a glaive of something of that nature, because you're not going to be really missing out on ammo. And if you're using the sniper for invasions or to counter invaders, it just really works out well, in my personal opinion. Some tips and tricks for that: have something that's going to be for mostly for ad clear. Have something that's going to take down your big yellow bars and your boss damage. I was running the sword a lot as well, because with classy restoration and either the Lorelei helm or something like that on my Titan, I don't have to worry about getting in the action and dying. I can be up close and personal pretty much all the time, so I can run a glaive and a sword, which I run in a lot of other activities anyway, and it just makes the game quite a bit easier, because I'm not really worried about dying, but then two, I'm also able to do a lot of chunk damage. You can also switch your heavy out for basically whatever you want. So one of the nice things is this season there's a challenge where you have to do linear fusion kills and also shotgun kills. Trace rifle kills and shotgun kills in Gambit. And you can run a shotgun, a trace rifle, and another shotgun by using the either tractor cannon, which works out very well, and one of the best weapons, I think, all around if you're playing solo in the freelance playlist, because you can debuff while also doing a bunch of damage, or you can run Legend of Acurus, which does a ton of damage. You can take down yellow bars very consistently. So I was running Acurus a lot because I was playing in a duo queue with my buddy who was also running tractor cannon. So it worked out very well, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And the playstyle just lends itself for having a good time. Like I said, I know not everybody is in on Gambit. I do enjoy it. I am a Reckoner from way back in the day. I also have my Gambit title, and I enjoy the game mode, especially when it's competitive and there's a challenge. This is a way to make Gambit just that much more interesting, because you can really have the loadout exactly as you want. If you want to still run primary, that's fine. You don't need to run double special. I just think a lot of people are sleeping on this as an option, and it should be something more of you should be checking out 100%. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content from me in the future going forward. I'm going to have a lot of coverage of Arc 3.0 and also the Lightfall reveal that is coming later in August. So I'm excited about that. Let me know in the comments down below. If you made it this far, what of the double special combinations would you most likely be running in Gambit? And do you enjoy the game mode? My name is JoPa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.